Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to make a virtual mask mixed with the video that you take from your phone, and that is the result I got. So this Instagram post now is already got like 5 million views. I hope you can make something like this after you watch this video. So it is kind of like a follow-up, one of most popular video on my channel, virtual mask with photo, but this time we are going to do it with animation, with the full video. We are going to use 3D tracking, and also I'm going to use the 3D scanner. The company, they sent me this Revopoint 3 Plus, and they just let me to use it and make whatever video. And I have scanned many things, but how can I resist to use it to scan my own face and make a virtual mask? So let's do this in this video, and I will put the scanning in the end of the video. Mainly we will be focused on how to do the VFX in the Blender. And I really enjoying the time I using this. Of course, there's many alternatives to do this kind of effect without using a 3D scanner. You can use phone to scan the 3D model, and there's add-on called Face Builder. You can use that as well. So once you have your 3D model of your face, and we are going to use that, put it into Blender and use the Blender 3D tracker to do that. And the 3D tracking is a little bit complicated things to do, but in this video, I will just make it as easy as possible. It just let you get the things done. Actually, it's not that difficult. But if you wanted to learn more, I recommend this video, this channel, and also this video. So if there's something that I'm not explaining very well, I recommend these two videos to watch. So yeah, let's dive in. So first, let's drop your 3D model into your scene. Either you using 3D scanner or like your phone. Let's go check on the cycle, and it come with like all the texture, but we don't really need that. So that's later we will use another method that we can project the video into the face. So first step, let's create a motion tracking working area. Just click on this. So and then you will have this. The second step that we're going to drop our video into the scene. Just drop your video that you record. So that is the video, and then we just click on this set scene frames. So it will automatically calculate the total frame that you have for this video, and then let's click on this prefetch. So it will load the frame into your current file, so it will be play faster. We have more setting need to do. Let's go to the format and make sure it's the same as this video, and also your frame rate. Then let's go to the color management. Let's use standard, because the standard will give you the correct color for your video. Also, we click on set background. So now we do have a background, but if we go to the cycle, you will no longer see that. So we need to click on this film and transparent, that we can see the background even in the cycle. Okay, so now we are actually starting to making the motion tracking. So first step that we are going to here, and make sure we click on this camera focal length. This is a very important step and also important number. I have checked on this front-facing camera. It is 35, but somehow the result that I test, we just use 50. So you can just like experiment this, or if you're using different camera, maybe you will have a different number for this. But now let's use just 50, and let's click on this plus. It will create an object. This object will be containing our tracking, because we only move our object, which is our head. We didn't move our camera, so we don't need the tracking on the camera. Okay, now we have this object, so let's go to this track. This is the size of the tracker that actually we don't really need to change that, and this goes to location, and this just go to use this previous frame. It will usually give a better calculate result. Click on this normalize, and now just hit on add, and we just find a place, click again, and we can drag it to a place that we can track. So let's go to the first frame and then just click on this. So now we can check on the tracking result. We have our first tracker. So totally we need at least 8 tracker to be able to solve the motion. So let's add more. I prefer to add them individually and track individually because it's easier to manage. So here I'll find, but here is go to the back of the side, but whenever it come out again, it might like goes to the wrong place. So maybe we stop like here. Then we track backward again. So here to have a big spike, so we can take a look and just smooth them out a little bit. But if your face didn't like go too much on the sideway, it might track easier. But I do this purposely because I wanted to show you if you have this kind of situation, you can track backward and then just find a middle ground. So also here, we might need to smooth out a little bit. Let's do it a few more. Yeah, so this one perfect, so we don't even need to fix that on the eyebrow. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That will be enough to using the solve. Of course, the more you put, you can get a better result. But let's just try it on this. So that's using this solve. Just find your face whenever it have like a clean and the biggest movement, maybe like 400 to 450. So let's click on this solve object motion. So you will get some soft airs. The lowest will be the better. I think the ideal is lower than 1, like a 0 point something, but just don't worry about it, and let's try to see what we got. After we have that, we go to our camera and put this camera software, and after you put that, you will see you have this cross sign, and when you move, this will just follow the face, stick on your face. So which is good because we can use that to map our face, because now our face is actually too big. So now let's go to this face object, and then let's create a object software and pick this object and pick the camera, and now you will see your face just go to totally weird space. So now just click on this set invert. Okay, so it will be kind of right place, but however the face is still flying in the weird space. That's because it's totally too big. So now we are going to manually to put this face on the space that is same as this cross section. So that goes to 0 to hit that invert again and just place our face. This 2 cross is on the eyebrow, so just make it around the eyebrow, and also this should be on the tips of the lips. So we just try to put it in the correct place. So now we try to play the timeline, and then it's sort of reasonable. But if you see this, it still looks different, so we need to still fix that. So let's see the wireframe and turn down the transparent and use the local so we can rotate this. And let's try to see in another. So now we need to try to find the middle ground of every angle. So let every angle sort of correct. It will not be totally correct anyway. We can do some keyframe afterward to fix that. And also we scoped it a little bit. So make a shape key so we can adjust that later. So we need to find a middle ground for every angle. Okay, so now we do fix our model a little bit. Now that's using the animation to let it really fit. Okay, and insert the keyframe. So maybe here. Okay, so now everywhere basically fit. So let's go back to scope one last time, just the final touch. Okay, I think it's mostly good enough. That is the step of manually fixing the face. We're done with tracking. Now all about making your art on your face. We can try to put some stuff on the face. So donut, just make as the children of the head. Keep transform. Okay, so now click on this space and then let's go to this area. So click on this shadow catcher. It will be disappear in the render mode, but it will only catch the shadow. Okay, you see the shadow. So now let's go to camera and see the opacity that turn on all the way. So now we can see that we are only making the mask in front of the face. So okay, so you see that it looks fine. So now you can make whatever design on top of your face. So now maybe I'm trying to use this curve tool mesh, and right now actually I have a Mega V2, but it's not published yet, so maybe I will to introduce that later. But just use any method that you can create things on your face. So because I'm using curves, so I need to parent this curve as the children of the head. So now it is following my face. So now it's kind of basically the way how it goes. But when we render, it will only get this mesh. It will not get this background image. So we need to compose that. So now let's go to the compositing. That's where really the magic happen, and it is a very important part. And let's go to the compositor. Okay, so right now we only have this output, because the thing that we're seeing right now of this video is actually coming from, it is not going to render, it's only just for preview. So we can just click off this. Okay, so now we need to composite the video into the output. We can just grab our video again, just into the scene. We can use alpha over and just click on this. Let's try and go here to click on always. So maybe do the opposite. So now actually we do have the image. Now we need to let it play. Okay, so now it's of only frame 1, so let's set the frame to be 785, which is the total amount of the frame, and also click on the cycle. So now this image will mix with this video. Okay, so it looks somewhere correct, but if you see something like this, you know, your friend, it didn't fit with your render result. So that's using a scale. Okay, and just put it over here and set this to be render size, and click on this crop. It will be the correct size even you go to smaller, but if you go too big, it will not work. So just make it totally in your working area. That will be fine. Okay, so now we can try to render. Just hit render one image, see if it's composed. Yeah, so it is compositing with that. That is the most basic compositor of this setup. But actually, if we wanted to have a better result, there's much thing that we need to do. So let's go to this section and the path. Something we need to click to get the perfect result. One is the ambient occlusion, and also another is the shadow catcher. So we make things a little bit more complicated, but it will give a better result. So maybe let's try to render one more time so we can get that. So you see this time we didn't get the shadow because we wanted to separate them, and then we composite that, and so we can control them individually. Now we need to bring the shadow back. So let's use mix color, set it to be multiply, and bring this to the upper, and this shadow catcher to here, and plug it to here, because we wanted to mix the shadow on top of the background image. Also, we need to use the AO to mix with this object. Again, just use the mix and the AO. So you see here, the corner will be darkened. So if you don't want it to be too dark, just put it like this. You don't want the shadow to be totally so dark. You can also make it a little bit weaker. Okay, so these two will control that. And another thing is we are going to use a blur. And this blur node, of course, is just going to blur stuff, right? Because our image is taken from phone, and it's not totally super sharp. So we need to make our render a little bit blurry so it will totally fit on our image that we taken. So we just blur it like maybe like a 2. You can use a different type of blur, and also because this one is only from our render image, the shadow didn't go through that, so you can put also one on your shadow. However, you do the more complicated setup, You will not see it in this real-time compositor because this AO and this shadow catcher don't go through the real-time compositor. It didn't have the output for that, so you can just mute this when you're doing your design. Okay, you make your design, you check on different angle, and then whenever you want it to render, you just turn on this and then you hit render. Okay, so that is that. So now we just mute this. There is something very important that we haven't touched on. Let's click on this and let's check on the material of this. Right now it is a very basic solid material. However, if we go to use totally metallic, so you see the reflection like this area, it's supposed to reflect our face. Right now it's like a gray because our face model actually is gray. So what we're going to do, let's go to our face model. Right now it is transparent because of we set it to be like a shadow catcher, right? Temporary, that click off this shadow catcher, you will see it is casting the color of this. So if we now go make it to be blue, you see the color is casting on that. But we do actually have some kind of color, but this color is quite off because captured in the different lighting. So again, that's dragging this video and let's plug the color just directly to here. Okay, and then let's use the node wrangler and then use this window. It will project this video directly as the angle of your camera. Now it seems like it's transparent, but actually it is not transparent. It just project directly. So it will be the same as the image of the backgrounds, but we still need to set a frame and also the auto refresh. So frame is now it is projecting that, and also right now if we going to make this object to be like glassy, let's make it glassy. So you can see it is casting the correct background. If you didn't do it like this, when we make it to be like a shadow catcher, it will cast the wrong color, right? So this is the important, but right now the background of the environment is still great color because of this, right? So we need to find a HDRI that is similar to your environment. So now I can turn off the lighting and I just use the environment world and that's rotating make it like a, so you have to see the direction of your image, how the light supposed to go. Let's try to hit render and remember to turn this on. You can try to adjust the shadow, also the AO. Yeah, so the shadow, it looks natural, but however maybe our model still not perfectly fit on our face, so we need to adjust that maybe more later. So the shadow is very important to make your render realistic. You do not want it to be really go too dark or too light, not compared to a nose, but compared to maybe some dark corner have the same depth. Just compare them, maybe similar, that would be better. And also the blur, make it really merge with your image. Okay, so we actually talk about all the very important part of this tutorial, but now it's all comes to the design of your mask. I will not get into that in this video because that is not the point of this tutorial. So now you can just render image sequencer and you put it into editing software, and maybe you can give us some motion blur and you got your face mask animation. And then I will show you how do I use this Revopoint Pop 3 Plus to scan my face by my own, and then how do I put it into the Blender. Just hit this one click, hit apply. Okay, so that's the model. So let's fill some hole using this fill hole. So let's just let it calculate it, and we can just hit here and here, 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 here. Okay, then that's hit apply. Yeah, so we fill that hole. Okay, so that's export. So it's very fast and easy. So that's explore texture model, and let's just explore FBX. Okay, so now let's go to the Blender. So now we are in the Blender, and we can just drag the FBX into our scene. Just export. Okay, so now we do have this face. Do some cleaning inside of Blender. Actually, we can do most of the cleaning, use the Revopoint software, but since we are going to clean in the Blender anyway, so just do it from here in cycle. Let's now delete some of the face. So I will just leave on my face, and the rest, including the ear and the neck, I will be deleting that. Now we have this clean face, but there's one thing that to keep in mind. If I'm using maybe a smooth, you will notice your face will be separate. So which is mean each face, the point is actually not connected. I'm not sure what's the reason for that, but we can just go fix this just by go to the edit mode and just select all and hit M and merge by distance. Okay, and you can turn on this smooth to check. So now it is smoothing as a whole thing, not individual face. So it is all right now. And also one thing I will do is I'm using the fast scan, so it's the lowest facing. But actually it do have quite a lot of face already, but we can even make it less because we don't really need this much detail. That's just using this decimate modifier. So we can merge some of the face, maybe 0.5. So I think even 0.2 is workable. So I can just hit apply. Yeah, so now I can just using this face to do the 3D tracking. So that is how you use the Revopoint Pop 3 Plus to scan your face. It's very fast and the result is quite good. You can even get more detail if you're using the high quality scan. So that is everything for this video, and I do hope you make your a mask video. Please tag me on the Instagram if you post that on your Instagram. I will really want to see that. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.